on, what you're trying to do with it. Options is just, you're not really buying it. You're just, kind of saying you can buy, but there's an expiration. So just kind of figuring out how you just want to, do that. But nah, man. I mean, yeah, it's money to be made in it, and even if it's not, it's enough hype to be made in it.
All right, hold that thought. We gonna get ready to kick this thing off because we are now live on YouTube. So I'll just give the introduction, and then while DJ is doing his thing, giving his short backdrop and introduction, I'll go live on Facebook. So we're now live on YouTube. So good evening to the YouTube family, and welcome to the DJ the Money Coach Financial Expert Interview Series. My name is Nick Westbrooks, and as always, I'm joined by the founder of the 7 Spheres of Money, DJ the Money Coach. Welcome back, DJ, to a live edition of this series.
Absolutely. Hey, man, everything's great. Actually, this is one step above the live financial expert series. This is actually going to be our expert in the house on a once a month basis to actually bring this real fire to our community under the 7 Spheres of Money. And this is going to show people how we experts that have 25 years of expertise in one lane in the 7 Spheres of Money. So welcome everybody that's out there in YouTube. Welcome everybody that's out there in Facebook. And if you don't know me, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Real quickly, my story is just like yours. I started out with a 525 credit score about 20 years ago. I had over $40,000 worth of consumable debt and about $20,000 worth of student loans. And I was able to get myself out of consumer debt by reading one book called The Road to Wealth. Read that chapter about how credit works. Within 12 months, took my credit score to like 720. And within 24 months, I took my credit score to 800. I don't know if you can see this right here, but I always just like to show people that. So that's the credit score, 806. And my credit score has not been lower than 800 for 17 straight years. That's not what I'm excited about, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm really excited about is that 6 years from that date, in 2002, I became consumer debt free. I owned everything with my name on it. 6 years after that, 2008, I became a 6-figure income earner passively with a 7-figure net worth. And I'm not even excited about that. What I'm really excited about is that over the past 20 years, I've sat down with over 20,000 people from corporations to churches to non-for-profits, and we have helped people become consumer debt free. And we also help several people become financially independent in this corporation called the United States of America under our umbrella called the 7 Spheres of Money system. So tonight we're bringing on our friend for the second time, and he's agreed once a month to come out here and just talk about the booming market called Forex, because he, as an entrepreneur, successfully at the age of 19 bought his first real estate property, and from there he became financially independent and became a master in the Forex industry long before anybody knew what Forex was. I think it goes back to like 2007. So he's got like 13 years in the Forex market before it was deregulated, where everybody jumping in and think they can become Forex experts. But what we like to do is bring on people who've been doing this, and that's all they do as experts. Not only is he a Forex expert, financially independent, living a life that's second to none on this planet, he also is a serial entrepreneur that's free and reports to nobody and has that pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and we want you, just like him, myself, come join us on the beaches of the world. This gentleman's name is Leonard Ray. He's the founder and principal of the Domlen Capital Group. So, Leonard, take it away, my friend. Thank you for agreeing to do this once a month with us and sharing your expertise with our audience. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed. I cannot complain. I woke up this morning. God allowed that to happen, so it was a present. So anything above that is on me. So that's how I like to tell people, like, hey, man, if he gave you the opportunity to be here this morning, or got you through your day, then the rest of it is on you. What you gonna make of it? So now it's a situation of, what are you doing? I've been in Forex for quite some time in the early 2000s when they pretty much deregulated and opened up to retail investors like myself. Back in those days, you pretty much had to, it was kind of like the Wild Wild West because it was untapped market. the market was really set up for banks to do. And, you know, your big banks, your Bank of America, you know, your Wells Fargo, you know, all these, you know, huge conglomerates, they're the ones who were trading in foreign currency. And when they deregulated and let individuals to come in, then we were like, hey, there's an opportunity. Obviously, if the banks is making money off of it, it was a situation where I thought it was the right thing to do, at least to find a little information about it. We got started. We had to, you know, come up with, you know, 10,000 to trade, and then, you know, we kind of went from there. And it kind of, we invested in actually one software. It was called Forex Made Easy. And anybody who wanted to do the research on that, I mean, it was pretty much not that great, but it allowed us to get the information and know that it was money to be made in it. Just like you know that everybody is either going to live in an apartment or they're going to live in a house, to know that real estate is still a booming business. So once we realized that banks were making money off of it, we figured out what information could we actually gather. And, you know, this is right before, you know, the internet really took off where it is now. You can pretty much get all the information you need. You can Google it. You can go to YouTube videos. There's so much knowledge out there. We didn't have any of that. We had to go old school. You know, we had to learn. You know, we had to pay people. We had to, we've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in, you know, time and knowledge and, you know, seminars and, you know, shaking hands and kissing babies, campaigning just to get this information that we got. And you guys are pretty much just getting it because you know DJ. So, hey, that's a plus right there. You know, so the main thing I like to start with people ask, you know, what is the foreign currency market? If you've ever taken a trip out of the country, the main thing you do is when you get off that plane or you get off that boat, that ship, whatever the situation is, the first thing you need to do is you need to exchange your American money for whatever country you're in. You know, let's say if you're going to Mexico, you're going to exchange it for pesos. If you're going to, you know, you're over in Europe, you're going to change that for, you know, euros. If you're going to Japan, you're going to change that for yen. So you make a little stop at this little kiosk and they give you what your money you're investing into their currency. Now, if your money is, if United States money is worth more, then you get a little bit more than $1. If you give them $1, they give you back, you know, $1 and some change. If your money is less, like if you go over to the euro, they're going to give you less than your $1. All right. So, you know, you may give them $1 and they're going to give you back 87 cents for a euro. So it really all depends. And every day that fluctuates in the market. Okay. So we, as, you know, retail investors, we speculate whether that market is going to go up, that exchange rate is going to go up, or that exchange rate is actually going to go down. And you can actually profit by making, you know, not guesses, but you look at your charts and you analyze and you realize, okay, well, which way it's going to go, and you can base your profit off of that. The most successful week is when I pretty much made 600% of my money in a week. So I try not to live that craziness, but, you know, still with training, still with everything. That's when I was just, you know, just up all night, just because with in this market, you can trade 20, you know, pretty much 6 days a week, you know, 24 hours a day. So it's a total different monster than your regular old stock market that a lot of us are familiar with, where you open up at 9:30 and you're done by 4. Here, you know, the market opens up on a Sunday at 5 o'clock and doesn't really close until Friday at 5 o'clock. Being that currency is affected all over the world. So just because we sleep over here in the East Coast, you know, things are still going on in China, things are still going on in Japan, things are still going on in Euro. So money is always exchanging hands, which is a very, you know, great point and plus for anybody who trades, because it fits everybody's schedule. You know, if you're on the night shift, you can still trade. If you're waking up early in the morning, you're one of those morning people, you can still trade. You know, there's a market available for every specific time frame and purchase. And, you know, and nowadays you can open a market with as little as $10. And there's so many platforms. I'm going to give you a few tonight that you can actually open up demo accounts, and you can actually do, paper trading. We call it paper trading, where they give you the money. There's even apps right now. We can actually load everything up on your phone, and you can pretty much get in the market, just get familiar with how it is, and it's pretty good. It's way better than when I started. I mean, I can tell you that, like, way better. All right. So once you actually understand where's the foreign currency and what's going on, now you want to figure out how can I actually profit off of investing in this. So like I said before, if you are predicting that United States dollar, which is one of the highly traded currency pairs. Now, the actual currency that's in front, that's going to be the powerhouse. That's what you're predicting. So you're normally going to get the United States dollar, which means that the euro is the power pair. So you're predicting that the euro is either going to be worth more money. If it's going to be worth more money, you're going to predict it by the euro going up. If you think the United States is going to do better, you predict the euro to go down. And that's what, depending on how much you're actually investing against any one of those directions, that's where your profit goes in. Okay. One of the most creative things that I tell people, you're either going to be 50%, you got 50% chance here. Okay. You can be right or wrong. The market can only go up or it can go down. That's it. So to me, it's way easier, and there's so many, technical analysis, and there's so many, things and tricks of the trade that you can actually use where it makes that it's not even a guess anymore. It's a 70% chance, an 80% chance that it's going to go either up or it's going to go down. And if you know that, it makes it a whole lot easier to get in and out. There's also so many things now where you can actually set stuff up where you don't have to sit in front of your computer. Back in the day, you guys would see movies on the stock market, and you'll see the traders in this whole big, pit, and everybody's just staring in front of their computer, and they're typing, and they're yelling, they're on the phone, they're doing all that. You don't have to do all that. Literally, for the 21st century, most of my trading, I kid you not, is done on my phone.
Okay.
So I'm out and about, and I'll literally place a trade, and I'll say, all right, cool, boom, boom, boom. And within a couple of seconds, my trade has been done. I've set my stop loss, which is it prevents me from losing more money than I want to lose, or I set my take profit that I don't have to sit in front of it, that if it reaches this particular point on the market, it automatically takes me out in profit. I can go about my day. I can go spend time with my family. I mean, if you're working, you can still go to work. You can still do all the things without having to stand in front of this computer and the screen, and you're sitting there and you're panicking and you're listening. So you do all of your prepping, you do all of your, research, and then you go ahead and you make your guess which direction the market is going to go. And to me, it's not even a guess, it's an investment. Because just like any investment, you want to get as much knowledge as you possibly can before you put your money up. Now, whether it's real estate, whether it's trucking, you guys know we do trucking, we do real estate, we do tons of things. I'm going to ask for as much information as I possibly can before I make an educated decision. It's the same thing in the market. So you get as much information as you can before you move forward. Now, just like any investment, there's a chance you can lose money. There's a chance you can lose money in real estate. There's a chance you can lose money in the stock market. I mean, people see that every day. Yeah, nothing is guaranteed except, we all gonna meet the maker one day. That's like the only guarantee we got. But besides that, if you are investing, you can limit your risk. And that's how you make a smart investment. Unlike real estate and unlike my other things, sometimes you can't limit if something happens to a tenant in one of my rental properties. How can I limit something? How can I limit a lawsuit? How can I, how can I limit I'm having foundation issues with my real estate property? I can't tell the ground and the concrete to come together. But
I got a moratorium on eviction.
Yeah. How can I control what the governor and the government is saying that I have actual ability to control? I don't. But in this particular market, if I'm only risking $50, I can limit it. Okay, well, my tolerance level for losing is, $5, and I can set that. And if it happens to go against my situation and my investment, I'm thinking it's going to go up and it has to go down, I'm only going to lose that $5, and that's it. So now I take that loss and I figure out what happened. There's so many type of traders. There are day traders, there are swing traders, there are long-term traders. I'm probably what I call a news trader, because the news dictates what's happening in the market. And sometimes if you're having a great news day, the market is going to good. You having a bad news day, things happen, political stuff, interest rates decision, jobs reports, consumer confidence. Those are things that move the market. And those are the things that you want to be on the right side of the direction on. And they can be very profitable, because whether you realize it or not, if you turn on Bloomberg TV or CNBC, the market and the news comes out every day. So that gives you every opportunity to jump in, make your trade, and you can get out. So like I said, you do not have to be, this is not an 8-hour job. You don't need to. I tell my students that, 6 months in any job is going to be uncomfortable. Even if you're at McDonald's, okay, you let your kids work at a fast food joint, they're going to say, Mom, Dad, it's just the pace is, I'm getting used to the pace. I'm getting used to dealing with customers, all that type of stuff. If you do this for 6 months and you get used to the ins and the outs, it's going to get a whole lot easier. You now know when to enter, when to exit, you know how to set things up, what currency pairs to adjust in, and then you kind of make your moves from there. So it is so amazing, because in this current pandemic, this current situation, and there's so much uncertainty. No one knows what's going on in the market. No one knows what's going on with jobs. No one knows. I mean, every day we're getting news feeds that another corporation is laying off thousands of people. We're not talking about 10, 15 people. We're talking about thousands of people are now without a job, or they're being furloughed, or they're just getting a letter in the mail that's saying your furlough is stopping. We're just done. And under the current administration, you're dealing with, unemployment. Okay, well, you have 40 million people who don't have jobs, but those 40 million people probably have lives and bills. They have roofs over their head. They have obligations that, they want to go ahead and take care of. They have families. They have all these things. And here's the crazy part about this. It is not their fault. They've done nothing wrong.
Right.
They've tried to go to work. They've tried to show up for work, but the company has told them that they can't come in, or the government has told them that they can't come in. And they've done nothing wrong. This is what they love to do. These are great people, but they're stuck in a crazy situation. So, being that you're stuck in this situation where you're forced to be home, why not learn something that can literally get you financially independent?
So this is something that can't limit the circumstances of what's going on in the world from you earning money.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, in this situation, it is the perfect time, because as long as you have an internet connection, you can trade.
Okay.
So I'm not limited being in my house. I'm not limited being in a place where I have free Wi-Fi. If I have service on my cell phone and I can access the internet, I can trade. So that puts the power and ability in your head.
What makes Forex not get rich quick? Because I always laugh when people just jump out and start talking about these faddish things. Man, Forex is the hottest thing. Oh man, doing options is the hottest thing. Oh man, doing puts and calls is the hottest thing. It's always somebody jumping on talking about the hottest thing to make quick money. Explain to them. I mean, because you're an expert, and that's the thing we pride ourselves. We don't bring any amateurs here that got lucky and made $50,000 one time by just being right and guessing. So what makes you the expert, and what makes Forex system not a quick get rich thing? And people want to see some proof in the pudding. I already know, but talk to us in that regard, because you are the expert. And I know about Forex, but I ain't gonna lie, I've never delved into Forex at all. because that's not my lane, but I understand it because I'm in the financial industry.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, when people say about get rich quick, I mean, normally if you hear that saying get rich quick, that means you're going to get poor quick. So that's just, it just comes two and two. And I look at it from the Forex markets was set up way before all of us came into existence. They were already exchanging monies, and we were talking about the actual governments all over the world. This is not something that is traded. It's only 5 or 6 people who trade this. I mean, this is traded by every financial institution in the entire world, not the United States, in the entire world. So if you look at a comparison to the stock market, where you have, 25, $30 billion that get traded on a day, the Forex market is approaching a $6 trillion per day market.
Wow.
So, at some point, Jeff Bezos may be a trillionaire, but he's a long way away from where that needs to be right now. He's the richest man in the world, but he's not a trillionaire. So when you're looking at, this is one company and this is what the stock market is compared to where the actual foreign currency market is, it's night and day. We're not even on the same planet. We're not talking about nothing. We're reading two totally different books. And whether you want to admit it or even know, your bank is using your money as we speak to trade in a foreign currency market. That's how they make their money. The banks make money by lending money out. The banks make money by exchanging money. You ever bought a property or, bought real estate and you signed up and you went to settlement, and next thing you know, you get a letter in the mail saying that, oh, well, your mortgage has now been sold to so-and-so. Nothing you did. The interest rates, everything is still the same, but now you are sending your payment to another company. To be honest, if you, by the time you keep that 30-year mortgage or 15-year, your mortgage could have been sold 3 and 4 times until it gets brought by one of the big boys, the Wells Fargo's, the Bank of America, the people who can actually hold on to that for the longest time. When you're doing that, that's where foreign currency comes in, because they take that money and they trade that money on the financial side with other financial institutions all over the world. And this is what these are how, skyscrapers are built. These are how sports teams are built. I mean, I mentioned Jeff Bezos before, but he's not paying cash for nothing. He's leveraging, the bank's money, but the bank's money in turn is actually your money. And they're just making a percentage off of it in the stock market. These are the real ones who manipulate whether the price goes up or the price goes down. Even if I invested,
Why did they deregulate Forex?
Well, I actually think that a number of wealthy people start lobbying to certain members of Congress, and which allowed stuff to get changed. When right now there's campaign season and you have a lot of people that is pouring money in the campaigns. When you're pouring money in the campaigns, I always tell people, you're going to spend $2-3 million in a campaign for a job that pays $175,000. No, it's the hookups you get with that.
Right.
It's the deregulations. It's the handshakes. It's the networking that you do. The same thing where you go to college and you join a fraternity. When you join up with a fraternity, you're asking for a nationwide of connections that come associated with that fraternity. You guys pay fees. You guys do. So next thing you know, and a couple years down the line, you can call on that relationship, that brothership, and say, hey, this is what's going on, or can you help me get through this door that normally we couldn't get in the door? So enough people put money in the right people's hands, and they were able to deregulate it. And once it came, you had all this money that was being made back in in the early times with real estate, and they were just sitting on money. So they said, well, we got to create a new pathway that we can make more money. You know, like there's a group of powerful individuals that sit around and say, okay, well, you know, we done made this. What are we gonna do with it? Well, we can't do the same avenues we've done, but we can tap into this market where the banks have been making a killing. Well, who we got to talk to? They talk to the right people. They got it done, and you know, hey, I'm thankful for it. I'm not complaining whatsoever. So that, you know, that allows individuals like me and you to go ahead and invest our money just like the banks do with your money. But now the profit is coming to you instead of going into the bank's profit. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to be able to go ahead and take the knowledge and information that the big boys are doing and just contour it and, you know, fit it in your package where it's making you money. And that's what, you know, this does.
So give us an idea of when you became a master and what kind of income somebody at your level ballpark can make, and then how you are able to coach people from zero to making a good income that they could actually walk away from their job, have another strong passive stream of income. Because you almost said, if I heard you right, you could set it up and put a stop loss and profit, take your profit automatically in a system that you created in that regard. So
yeah.
We can bring you onto the platform and have you talk to our people on a monthly basis, because I have a lot of times people don't fit models of investing that we have available after they go through our family finance program, get them consumer debt free. They have different aspirations, a little bit more assertive. That say, hey, let's try to find you another vehicle that fits your mentality. And I think Forex is for certain people, may not be for everybody, but in that regard, how does that happen? How do you master it? What enables you to coach it? And how do you teach somebody from zero to get into the program? And let's talk about that, you know, from that standpoint. I know you do a lot of stuff, and I know you got some stuff on your system that you want to share with us, and we want to better bring this information to people and debunk the mystery in it, and also eliminate these people out here trying to teach people. I mean, I had a barber. This is the funny part, Leonard. Probably like 6 weeks ago, I had a young guy, you know, good guy. I'm sitting in the chase. Oh man, you in the financial? Man, I'm doing Forex. Man, I made $400 yesterday. I go back to the barbershop today. He ain't no longer working, but he also ain't still making the money that he said he was making in Forex either, because we talked to him.
Right.
But that guy reminded me, like back in early 2000s, when people were just giving people stock tips and it was just going up. But then when the market adjusted and the credit swaps and the derivatives came around, everybody lost their shirt because they didn't know what the heck they were doing. So
right.
Talk to us.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of it kind of reminds me of the Kodak situation. Well, about a few weeks ago, everybody got on there and Kodak stock just jumped to like 60. It was trading at like $3, and then it jumped to 60, and everybody and their mama, oh my God, Kodak, you know, because this is me trading for the news. Somebody comes out and said they're going to give Kodak over $700 million to develop, you know, a vaccine for COVID.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying, well, hold on, what is, you know, a picture company have anything to do with, where's the correlation? Somebody said, oh, you know, they use chemicals to develop film. It's the same thing, the same chemicals they do to save people. Okay. And once it all seemed to, it didn't make sense to people, the stock started to tumble. And within, you know, 3-4 days, it dropped like zero, just pretty much dropped. And that's when people jumping into the market. I mean, I hear the horror stories of people who, you know, who jump on to these pretty much get quick and, you know, fly by night people, and they're jump on Instagram, they jump on YouTube, and they go ahead and say it. And then the next thing you know, they've lost everything. So I don't know. Can you guys still hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what I like to tell people, I didn't get into this to sell a product. And when it boils down to it, I'm going to make money regardless of what you do. I just want you to get as much information from as many sources as you possibly can, because I didn't have that. I had to do all this on my own. I didn't have a help. I didn't have, you know, I had to pay hundreds of thousands to get this, you know. And I'll be honest with you, you know, I trade now with 6 figures in my account. And I'm not telling you this trying to upset you. I'm telling you this because, okay, well, it is what it is. I can generate, you know, 5 figures a week and it's fine. So I've built my account up to that particular level. You know, I've lost tons of money in the market. I'll be honest with you. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and, you know, and sugarcoat that. But what I am going to do, I'm going to tell you not to do the same mistakes that I did. You know, I want you to succeed and succeed a whole lot quicker. Like I always tell people, you know, don't take advice from people who haven't done what you're trying to do. So if they have done what you're trying to do, they're going to show you and they're going to tell you, hey, because when it boils down to it, it's not messing up my money. That's what's so great about this. If I give you a tip that's saying that the euro is going to drop and you go ahead and actually make an investment on the same direction I'm going, you're not going to hurt. You're not going to hurt my money. You're not going to rob me because, you know, oh man, we got 100 people who decided to take that tip. Forex doesn't work like that. You know, so you don't have to worry about that. We're not big enough as retail investors to move the market like the banks are. We don't have, you know, hundreds of millions and billions of dollars to invest in the market. So all we do, we ride the wave, baby. You know, we just ride it. And it's nothing personal, it's business. So, you know, we set up a trading academy where we can kind of, you know, walk you through stuff. I'm going to give you a couple of actual brokers that will allow you to set up with some actual free accounts. We're going to yeah. So let me know when you guys
with a consultation, or you gonna get away free right now?
Well, I mean, you know, if you do your research, you probably should. DJ always like, look, hey man, you give them too much information. Hey man, you know, you only do that when you happy about something.
They can't make it happen without coaching anyway. So
I mean, you can look at it and it's gonna look foreign.
Right.
So it's just breaking down. Right. You know,
I'm just joking. Give them all the free information. I do that.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, I figure, hey man, you know, if I give you just enough to you know, look at some stuff and you can look at it, and then you make your decision there. One of the best trading actual brokers in the United States, and this is one that I use myself. It is Forex.com. So it's Forex.com. And you can literally go to that website and you can open yourself up a demo account. And that's what you want to do. Open up a demo account and you can literally just paper trade to your heart's content. There's also there's a couple of other ones I had written down here. There's some unregulated ones where you can open up and let's say you want to open up with $5, $10. You can. There's ones called Hugo's Way. There's another one's called Trader's View. MetaTrader 4 is what the platform is. I mean, it's so many things. I mean, you can go to YouTube and I will. Once we do the consultation, I will kind of dive in where I kind of want people to go. So I'm not going to give out all the great information. I'm just going to give people out that there's actual money to be made. And, you know, it's actual people who are making tons of it. I'm actually...
I mean, the last time we talked to you, which was 2 weeks ago in our webinar, you told us about you and your wife collectively. She beat you. She beat me. 28 and you made 9, and y'all made $37,000 in one week. That was impressive for the average person, even some sophisticated people. But that's kind of a norm in your life because you've been doing this for over 10 years.
Yeah, so unlike unlike any other probably employment, you're limited. Like a doctor can only make so much because for one, they need sleep. For two, they're regulated how many hours they can actually work. Any business kind of has a limit that they can reach. One thing about being an entrepreneur or trading, the limit of how much money you make is totally on you. So you can walk into the market with, you know, $500 and with discipline and sacrifice and accountability, you know, some of your things you always preach, And you can go ahead and set yourself up where in the next, 3 to 5 years, you can walk away from anything. And I'm talking about making a comfortable amount of money on a consistent basis. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't trade every day. The reason why, I don't have to. It's just that simple. So if I want to take a week off or 2 weeks off, I want to take 6 months off, I put things in place where I can pretty much do that. I was going to show you some of the trades that close this week, and you can get really close on some of the stuff, and you can actually see time frames and things that close. If you guys can actually
take the screen share, or
yeah, I mean, I had it on my phone. So the main thing of just letting you guys know is it's so convenient. One trade was for 2,100. Next trade was for 6,300. The next trade was for 2,700. Another one was for 5,700.
So when you say
trade for 43,
this is money you made.
Yeah, this is in now. This is this week. This week.
Wait, say the numbers again.
Yeah, this week.
5,700.
Yeah, this week. It's just, what is it, Tuesday? So I started on Sunday, and it's Tuesday.
So, you already made almost $20,000.
Yeah, I'm up about a little less than 32 right now. Yeah. So,
man, 32 days in the week, and you already up 32K.
Yeah, I'm already up 32. So I'm just like, I think I'm good for the month. So I can take
if I do the math, that's almost $400,000 a year if I do the math right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing.
I want to say this to the people out there on YouTube, the people out on Facebook. We're not being crude or crass, but the reality is, if you can take accountability, discipline, and years of experience going forward, like you said, you lost thousands of dollars before you learned systems that you can put it on automatic and make money. And I think a lot of times on these platforms that I see, Leonard, people never share that with you. They never gonna tell you, "Oh man, I lost $10,000." They never gonna tell you, I lost $500,000, because they want you to see all the bling. Like you said, you ain't in this business to sell people products and services. You came on this platform because I know you're an expert. I know you make well over 6 figures doing this that most people would kill to know, and you're not trying to sell them something. And that's
no. Yeah.
That's the one thing I want to make sure people get.
Yeah. It is 100% because DJ asked me to come on here. He's been bugging me for years.
Right.
And I'm like, nah. My mentor always told me, make your money quietly. Don't tell nobody.
Right.
So yeah, it wasn't a situation where I wanted, it's not bragging. Look, I will sit there and say, I've lost 6 figures in the market. Yeah. And I'm still smiling. Exactly. So that lets you know. So whatever. I'm good with that.
That's the part in the transparency. I talked to like 7-8 people in the past week that came through Erica's program, and they said the one thing they liked about us is our transparency. That we actually tell them the failures that we had more so than the successes that we had.
No, because they're not. They're not failures. They're actually teaching moments that get us to another level. If you're, we talked about this before all the time. Yeah. If you're not learning from your failures, then you're going to end up repeating your failures. So let's learn from that. So I'll look at it as that cost me as much as a college tuition to learn what not to do.
Right.
A great man once told me, you can learn something from everybody, either what to do or what not to do.
Man.
The wise man said, you learn mistakes from others. So I'm literally here because DJ is like, look, man, it's all these, people out here and they're giving bad information. Look, yes, definitely. You can lose your money. You can lose your shirt if you're not doing the things that you need to do. But if we set up the right things, you can literally limit how much you can lose and go from there. But we're going to take that mistake. We're going to review that mistake, and we're going to go over and figure out why did you lose on that trade. That's what separates us from everybody else. We don't want to sit here and say, oh, well, we're only going to talk about your winning trades. No, let's talk about your losing trades, because your losing trades are the ones we're going to learn from. Exactly. Obviously, your winning trades won. So we need to learn from there. You doing it right. Right. You know, if you know, in baseball terms, if you've already hit a base hit, why need to tell you about something that you missed? Right. Now, if you strike out, that's where we need to focus on. Why are you striking out? I don't need to talk to you about your hits. No, I need to talk to you about your misses. So those are what we kind of focus on, because if I can help you eliminate or limit your misses, then that means your win ratio is a whole lot better.
No,
and that's what it's about.
So what's the qualifier for people to work with you? What's the youngest they are, and what's the minimum that they need to get in, and how do you go through that process? Because for me, I get their financials, I look at their debt, I look at their credit, I look at their income, and then I show them how to become consumer debt free. I show them how to get their credit right, and I put them in emergency funds, stuff that ain't sexy, but I know for a fact if they don't have anything under control, I can give them $1 million and they'll be $1.5 million in debt in 12 months. That's that lottery mentality. So I basically, through our family finance 101 course and counseling, I screen people, get them set to crawl, walk, run, and then turn them over to experts like you that I know that are strong, six-figure income earners passively, seven-figure net worths that have been doing it for 10 plus years, and then get them right. So how do we do that, and how do you work with people from a coaching? Because I met, one of your students face to face when we were together in Detroit, and that got him nothing but success in a short period of time. But he followed your template and your blue plate, and he kept moving forward. So how do we bring that to our people, especially people that look like us? Because here's what I get from these people all the time: they so skeptical. They so quick, they want to make money so fast, and they know everything. But I say, if you know everything, why did you come to our program? If you know everything. And you can learn more, but when they be telling me they know everything, they're not even making six figures passively. They don't even have a seven-figure network. And there's nothing wrong with that, but how you gonna tell me you know everything when you still got a job? Your credit is a little bit off tilted. You just open up a corporation for the first time, but you're telling me you know everything and you don't need my help. So I'm wondering, why'd you even come to the show? Why'd you get the course? Because I know you don't know everything, because the guys I'm consulting with, they make seven figures passively, and they tell you that they don't know something, but I know they make seven figures because I see it.
Yeah. I mean, but that's one of the great things about anybody who is in a circle. Like when you should have 5 friends. If you take your 5 friends, you should have at least 2 or 3 are doing better than you. Okay. If you are the best person or the number one in your circle, you need your new circle. All right. So I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to be in the room so I can learn from the smart people in the room, because that'll get me a little bit further than I was before. So no, I don't. And I've learned this in my in my walk. I would rather hire an expert than to sit out there and try to do it myself.
Right.
Like it is what it is. If I have 5 cars in my driveway, I'm not doing this to brag, but I'm saying if something goes wrong with one of my luxury cars, I'm not going to work on it myself. I'm going to take it to the expert, because I may mess around and mess it up even worse. I mean, it is what it is. I'm trying to save money. I end up losing way more money than I'm trying to save. So when it comes to platforms like this, I believe, DJ is going to put something together, and, I really want people to understand this is not a get rich quick. And the reason why is because everybody is preaching this, and this, and this. But no, if you put the time, if you actually put the time in it, you put the discipline in it, you actually listen and are teachable, you can learn this. And even if you start with, $500, you start with, half of your stimulus check. If you start with anything, you put money to the side, you can actually grow your account to a 10, you can 10 times what you actually put in. you know, and it comes with time, you know. But if you can't trade with a $500 account, you sure can't trade with a $50,000 account.
I think you need to say that again, brother.
You know, and that's just real talk. If you don't know what to do with a $500 account, then you definitely not going to know what to do with a $50,000 account. Because here's the great thing about Forex: it still goes up or it goes down. So you can make money. It does not matter. It's how much you want to increase your lot size. So if you want to, you know, invest 500 or you invest 50,000, the market's still going to move the same way. It's going to move the same way with that $500 account. It's going to move with the $50,000 account. It still moves the same. Right. So if you can learn and get that information at the $500 account, so by the time you grow that, then you're in a better situation and you feel more comfortable, and you really want to trade with passive income. I don't want you guys living off of this. I want you to the point where, you know, you're making, you know, money and you're setting up trades where it's automatic. You're not watching it. You're not no carefree. Next thing you know, oh my God, I done made 15, 20, 30, 40. I done made 50% of my money. And this is part time. So
this is your play money, right?
This is your play money. Yeah,
it doesn't affect their current lifestyle.
No, it doesn't affect your lifestyle. You know, you guys still gonna be able to eat tonight. You know, all this stuff. So I don't want you. You know, you can still buy your Detroit hat. Everything is still good. You know, so you know with this thing, I have a certain amount of qualifications. I want you to have, you know, $20,000 of passive income, or income that you can invest or get to the point where you can actually get to that. Okay. DJ knows the main thing I always preach to him is like, I don't want you to be sending me anybody who isn't prepared, and I can't talk to them about that. Because let's put this in simplest terms. All right. If you guys, let me tell you about a business, because this is a multi-billion-dollar business that they get people to invest, you know, 20, 30, 50, 100, $150,000 in. And you're stuck in this business for 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. And then after this business, you're done, you get a piece of paper. But that piece of paper does not guarantee that you're going to make any money off of it. This business is college.
Oh man, dude, that was one of Mike Tyson's elbows that you didn't see coming.
This is now they will happily give you tens of thousands of dollars in student loans with no guarantee that you have the knowledge and the ability to pay this back.
Preach.
I know doctors and lawyers personally who have been out of school for 15, 20 years that are still paying student loans.
Oh my goodness. Man, Leonard,
but like I said before, there's a limit of how much money you can make. So if I tell you that I want you to invest or set aside $20,000 to invest in yourself, to have that on tap. We're not trading with that, but I just want you to have that and just to understand. And within 6 months, you're going to be to the point where you can go ahead and start creating residual income, or to the point where you can turn that residual income into permanent income. But yet, you got this 4-year plan, this 6-year plan, and you're limited. I'm like, come on, man. If I tell you you're gonna make 6 figures and you're gonna work for free for 4 years, none of y'all gonna sign up. But you do. You sign right on that dotted line.
Wait. Stop. Not only do they sign up for that trick bag, they sign up for the 401 trick bag, the 403 trick bag, the mutual fund trick bag. They ain't never seen a company, never visit a CEO, never seen a CFO, and they just blindly sign their name and get monies taken out of their account and just trust it because they've been indoctrinated with 2 million commercials in this institution to teach them how to give their money to the elite, and they get super wealthy. And this is where I'm gonna give a plug that I normally don't. Watch the show Billions.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. One of the best and realistic shows on TV. Yeah.
Man,
amazing. Yeah.
Man, let's tell them, because tell them this too, because you're saying 20,000, but 20,000 can be in a variety of different vehicles. Here's why I like being a financial education coach, because I literally in August, I think I talked about 70 to 80 people, man, that came to a couple of webinars. And 3 things stood out to what you just said. Number one, I was shocked. I was talking to people 50, 55, 60 had student loans.
Yes.
60, 70, $100,000 at 55, 60 years of age. I couldn't even believe that, man. That was number one. Number two, they had been through multiple jobs where they had a 401k that was just sitting there at the old company, didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Had some mutual funds over here that they hadn't even pulled up the information. Then one of my friends found out that they had some stock from their mom that passed away 15 years ago that had some Pfizer and had like $30,000 in stocks that mom passed away like 15 years ago. And then the third thing was each one of these people, good people, educated, making good professional income, they were like doubting what we could help them with when we were being transparent. But what I know you're talking about, that 401k over there that you're going to roll into your own IRA could be utilized in this vehicle that you're talking about with the proper instruction, accountability, discipline, and system from somebody been doing this over 10 years that's made millions of dollars of doing this. That's the thing. So when those things start coming together, that's why I was like, Leonard, man, you got to come on in here, talk to our people, show them a program that they can walk through that. You got this 401 sitting there that you don't know nothing about, and you done been 3 jobs past removed from that, but you still struggling.
Yeah.
Then you trust them blindly, and you have this student loan debt. Man, I paid off my student loan debt, man. That was in 2002, 2000. I couldn't imagine being in my late 30s, 40s, early 50s, paying on a student loan.
Yeah. Now it's funny. I have monthly sessions where I take my students out, and we actually went out last night. And I call it, these are people who I get into real estate. These are people who, I teach how to, start their business and everything. And one of the young ladies in our group, she, tell a success story. And she was like, I got so much to tell you. I met this young lady on an airplane. And it wasn't planned, so I know it was nothing but God. He set us right beside each other. And, I tried to put my earphones on because I didn't want to talk to anybody. And, we started talking. It was a flight from East Coast to West Coast. It was a 5-hour flight. We talked the entire time. By the time we got off that plane, she wanted my information, my wisdom, all this stuff. She called me 4 hours later after we got off the plane. You haven't sent the information to me. I just wanted to make sure it's real and all this other stuff. So that was a little less than 2 years ago. And last night, we're having dinner and we're celebrating. I pass out checks. These are people who invest with us. And, this is some of the things, we'll talk about later on, when they actually call. We have people who just say, you know what? I don't have the time. I don't have the what's name, but I want to invest with you. It's taking that money that is sitting in the 401k or sitting somewhere that they're not doing anything with, and they let us invest for. So we went ahead and we invested and helped this young lady. This young lady said, I have no debt. I've paid off all of my consumer debt, and I went ahead and started paying all my husband's debt. Without some of the teachings, I've been able to show her. I'm not bragging when I make this up. Maybe I'm bragging a little bit. She bought her husband an investment property. All right? She bought her husband an investment property with the teachings that I showed her. Now her husband calls me, thanking me, and he's like, man, whatever you need me to do, I'm on board. You done changed my wife's life. You done changed my kids' life. You know, it's just incredible. But one of the biggest things that really touched me is, you know what? I have people who are a lot, you know, older than me, and even my husband. I paid off my student loan debt completely, finished.
And I'm pretty
with
sure
the teachings.
professional student loan debt.
Yeah, professional student loan debt.
Right.
And we're talking about, you know, she makes really good money, but she always had that over the head. And that's why when you're talking to people like, you know, DJ, you're talking to me, you're talking to Nick, you know, these are individuals who's been there, done that. Now, I am not working for the bank. So why should I be happy when they keep getting her money? I want her to get her own money. I want her to have the responsibility, because I really believe that she is a lot more capable than controlling and helping her money grow than they are.
Man, you know something? His thing I always tell people, I said, you should be your best advisor once you find the right system, accountability, discipline, and mentorship. You should be your best advisor. And if you just take 1 hour a week and invest in studying your financial picture versus watching 20, 40 hours of television, you'll be so far ahead, but you're not taught that way. And you taught get rich quick, but these loans are hanging over your head, the stress and everything. Again, man, look, I mean, I ain't got no. And I'm proud to say I'm part of the AARP. I'm part of the AARP club. Look, man, I mean, you know,
that's what it's about, man.
But most of it is non-stress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, surrounding ourselves with good people, good God-fearing people who fail forward learning to master a skill and then be good enough to share it with other people. Because there's room at the top for everybody.
No, I want everybody to win.
Everybody will play. What I want to do is share with them right now. Here's what we want to do for you guys. Leonard's agreed to come on the platform once a month and just talk about Forex. He's not even talking about
at least.
So he's a free man. So I got to pay him and I got to do all kinds of stuff to get this guy on the platform. See, when you're free, you don't have to commit to nothing.
No, I ain't commit to nothing. He literally called me like 10 minutes before we got on. Okay, are you free? I'm like, I just finished Bible study. I guess I'm good. So,
when you're free, you can turn around and call me real late at night. Hey man, you up now?
Yeah. That's what it is.
That's what it is, right? That's what I've been doing too. So I love it. So here's what we want to do for people. Seriously, we're going to give you guys a package that I don't care if you get it or not. I hope you invest in yourself. Seriously, here's what the package is going to do. We're going to require you to fill out a budget sheet. Okay, we're going to require you to fill out a budget sheet, because the only way we can get you from where you are thinking that you are qualified to work with Leonard is look at your money. All of your money. If you're serious about getting ahead and staying ahead, building it right, the pipeline, and not get rich quick, but get wealthy and stay wealthy, get consumer debt free, stay consumer debt free, become financially independent, stay financially independent, it starts with a budget sheet. So we're going to give you a budget sheet. Then we're going to give you a survey that actually asks you 10 questions about what you're stressed about. Do I have student loan debt? Do I have a mortgage I want to pay off early? Do I think I'm going to hit my retirement? Do I even have an emergency fund during COVID? A lot of people are not going to go back to their regular lifestyle because they didn't have an emergency fund for COVID. And stimulus checks are not going to continue. So we're going to give you a survey, 10 easy, simple questions you can answer in 60 seconds. I'm going to give you a consultation that I'll sit you down and take you through the basics of family finance 101. And I'm going to give you a webinar. We're doing a webinar on September 15th. It's going to go over 136 principles of financial principles of success to get you right so that you are qualified to work with Leonard, that you'll better step right in where you are and get on that track to building the right pipeline. So we're going to give you that, okay? That normally in and of itself, I ain't going to lie, I charge $400 an hour for my time, and I do it unapologetically because I've been doing this for 20 years. And just like Leonard, I could tell you what to do right because I did everything wrong before I figured it out in 2002. And then 6 years later, I figured out how to make 6 figures in passive income through businesses, real estate, and dividend stocks. And like I said, I have never invested in Forex, but I know about it. I know to get in it. You know what? But I am going to start getting into it because it's just another stream of income that makes sense for me right now at this time of my life. So we're going to give you that as well. Then once you get ready, within 2 weeks of doing that, we're going to give you the consultation that you really want, but you got to make sure you qualify to consult with Leonard Ray, because that's the most important piece. So we're going to give you a full-blown webinar, budget sheet, survey, 136 principles of financial success. We're going to call it the Financial Success Program with the Forex expert Leonard Ray and DJ the Money Coach. And we're going to give that to you. That's normally $799 for only $199. And this ain't for everybody. And guess what? We're not going to make any money giving you this opportunity, but we're going to set you up if it makes sense for you. And that's going to be the last time I talk about it. September 15th, you'll get the webinar. The webinar itself is normally $299. So that's the webinar. The 2 consults and the plan to go with it, that rounds it out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to satisfaction guarantee it. What does that mean? That means if you do what we tell you to do, fill out the budget sheet, send me your retirement statement, send me your, pay stub of what the money you make, your discretionary income that you do or you don't have, and we're able to identify the gaps and where you are. Fill out the survey to tell us what you're stressed about. It could be something as simple as you got $5,000 left of debt and you couldn't figure out how to get it paid off the right way in arbitrage. It could be something or you want to start a corporation and you don't know the proper entity structure because you're so quick to hear people talking about LLC when you might need a C Corp. You might need a general corp, but those things we'll figure out for you, okay? So we'll do all those things, and then on September 15th, we're going to give you a full-blown webinar that tells you everything from A to Z, and between that time, you would have talked to me, and you would have talked to Leonard, and you can get everything right. And I guarantee you, if you do all those things, you will start finding success in 30, 60, 90, 120 days, but not tomorrow, not in 3 days, not 5 days, because that's not how it works. It took me 10 years to get consumer debt free. It took me 6 years to get financially independent with a passive income. So I don't know anybody can do that overnight, but we're going to put that in the links below, make it available to you guys. And we're going to bring this information because we want the people that talk to Leonard to be qualified so they can benefit from the program of success. So that's what we put together. Nick's put it in the link, and it's going to leave the last word to Leonard because, I've got you trapped for this little hour to talk to these lovely people out here on YouTube and on Facebook, but this is real life, man. And I get excited about this because you are such a giving person, and these people deserve to have better. And I want you to answer this question for us, Leonard. Why don't they teach this in college? Why don't they do that? Why don't they do that? So let's end with that.
Yeah, let me jump in at the answer to that too.
Oh man, I'll take it on a biblical standpoint. Once the scales have been removed from your eyes, then you're able to see who the friends and the foes are. Okay. They don't teach this because they want you to be the masses. It's a breakdown. Everyone knows what a pyramid scheme is, right? They've seen the pyramid and they say, I don't want to be at the bottom. The person at the top is the person who's making all the money. But when you come out of any situation, college or whatever, high school, this is where you are. You're at the bottom of the pyramid. Then you have executive level, management level, boom, 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 to the point where the CEO is at the top. And why is he going to tell you his secrets when he needs workers to push the product out? So I'm not going to sit up here because then I won't be rich. Now, one thing, greed is, oh God, it's crazy. And, we're in a society right now where you're having the haves and the have-nots, and the middle class is literally being eliminated.
Eviscerated.
If you're going to be, either you're going to have it or you're not going to have it. And if you can, choose to have it, this is what you need to do. Like I said earlier, my money does not stop because you make the same trade that I do. So I'm still going to make 5 figures every week, and that has nothing to do with it. So I am literally doing this because I feel what you do is a ministry. I feel what I do is a ministry. If God blessed me and he asked, hey, I didn't know this information because somebody was able to teach me and get me this. I'm trying to do the same thing for somebody else. I want to bless somebody else because I don't want them stressing. I don't want them worried about this. I mean, especially now during this, crazy thing. I didn't show you the screen share because I wanted you to know that you don't need a laptop. You don't need a computer. You have a cell phone. If I'm trading, I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not doing. If I'm trading on the phone, that means you can trade on the phone. And Nick is going to jump in and he's going to tell you why they're not going to give you all the information. Is because if they told you everything, their job, their comfortability, their family would be at risk.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, well, you answered it perfectly. What I wanted to add on to the conversation was dealt with another topic related to this Forex thing, because I'm on the internet a lot, and I've talked to a few people about Forex, and I wanted to kind of clarify this misconception and point out that you can learn this and have someone help you learn how to do this without recruiting 2 people to recruit 2 people to recruit 2 people. So that's no shot at the multi-level marketing groups, but it's confusing people. Like, people are thinking that's the only way that you can get into Forex, but that's not the case. So I've been recruited for one, last year myself.
That puts a bad taste. That puts a bad taste in people's mouth. And let me say this as a disclaimer: there's nothing wrong with network marketing if it's done professionally. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because again, when you put that triangle up, that's called a span of control. In every successful business, there has to be a span of control. And network marketing is nothing but a multiplier of regular networking. But the way people come across it, it's bait and switch, and then that puts a bad taste in an honest person's mouth, and then they're turned off for the rest of their life. So if you're really doing things right, transparency is the right way to go. First and foremost. So Nick's gonna be one of your first students through us, because Nick is already finished.
You ain't gotta bring 2 people, Nick. It's fine.
There you go.
It's okay, Nick. I know you. So it's okay. Now. It's okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
I don't have to do that to win my monthly fee. I'm glad.
You don't have to create an upline or all the other stuff. No, man. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not knocking what people do. It is what it is, man.
I don't knock anybody's hustle, but build a business, build it with quality people, build it with people with integrity. Nobody's perfect. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. Nobody's perfect. People make honest mistakes, but when you make an honest mistake, indemnify that person. If you made an honest mistake, indemnify it. And that's where the satisfaction guarantee comes in. If you do what we say you do and it's not working, we're not going to benefit if you don't benefit. So we're going to make sure you're made whole at the end of the day. Because,
and to be honest, this is great. Yeah, I mean, the price he's giving you is less than what it will be to join one of those multi-level marketing groups.
Oh.
That's a fact.
Now, because the multi-level marketing group is not going to be concerned with you getting your financial house in order. They're just trying to teach you one thing. You know, he's trying to teach you something that's going to change your life and the generations after you. This is what this entails. So here, I mean, to me, it's a bargain because not only you have a time to actually talk to somebody about a field that you're interested in, who, you know, does pretty okay, but you're also able to talk to somebody who's going to set you up on insurance-wise, going to set you up on credit-wise, going to set you on, you know, having, you know, a emergency fund, who's going to do all these things. This is a bonus.
Hey, Leonard, how many programs actually do that? Because you hit the hammer on the nail. All the programs that these people have ever been introduced to never care about their personal finances. Only thing they care about, do you have the money? Do you want to join?
Selling the product. Yep. That's it.
We actually,
and we're like, yeah. Because if you're transparent and you tell us the truth, here's the thing. We've been there and done that. We started out broke. Like, you know, if you tuned in into us before, you know, I got a huge stack. I don't feel like going to get it, but the point is, it was a time I had zero. Okay, I had nothing.
Hey.
So I'm not going to sit here, oh, the fancy cars and the fancy houses and all that other stuff. No, I started out just like you. I mean, and, you know, one thing you can say, you know, we're real individuals. And if you're not where you need to be, let us try to help you so you can get to where you want to be. In order for you to do something you've never done, you have to be willing to do something you've never done. So if you're lying to yourself, you're not being honest with yourself, you're saying, all right, well, you know, I don't have the money on this and this, but I'm really interested in learning, then reach out. Then we're going to sit here and figure out how you can get the money. Because a lot of these people we sit down with, they have it, they just don't know they have it.
Yep.
The lack of knowledge, the lack of information. But if you have somebody who can kind of help you along that, it doesn't bother me. I want everybody to be, you know, financially independent. I want everybody to sit down and hang out and laugh and joke like we do.
Ain't that something? Ain't that what we should be doing? And the lack of access. I think that's one thing we have to magnify and identify for people too, is just the lack of access. I mean, it's like you said, it was a sliver that you met that young lady on the airplane. A sliver, but her life has been changed for generations now.
Yes. Yeah, her kids now, you know, are owning property, and you know, it's everything. She tells me this, and it's fine. She said, it's impossible, but if you tell me a duck can pull a truck, I'm going outside and I'm gonna hook that duck up. That's how blindly me and my family are going to believe you.
Oh man.
Wow.
You know, now she's got her father, she's changing her father's financial situation. She's changing her sister's financial situation. So all because of a plane ride.
Wow.
And she took the initiative to sit there and ask questions and say, hey, I need help. And I don't understand this.
That's the first thing. I need help.
You just got to admit. Yeah.
Man, that dude, that you said it all right there, brother. I'm sad, and I'm just gonna end it with this, is that it's three things that happened there. Three principles took place. Number one, you got to earn people's trust, and that's what we do. We earn people's trust. We're not for everybody. You know, there's three types of people in the world. There's a person that's called a lay down. You can sell him or her anything, and they're buying it 24/7, 365. That, don't waste your time with it. Then there's that person that's biased and prejudiced. They can see you making millions of dollars. They can see you actually make it. They can be there with you making it, and they will not take anything from you, no advice. I used to be one of those people. My number one mentor used to go in the hood with a pistola collecting rent back in the late 80s. And I'm starting college in 89, 90, and I'm riding in the truck with him. I'm like, dude, I ain't doing this, but I'm doing it because I'm riding with him. In the hood, I help him out.
You guilty by association.
But check this out. He told me, he said, I'm going to be retired at 35. He was working for Northern Trust, the largest trust bank in the United States. And at 35, he was making $250,000 as an executive. He walked out of corporate America, 7-figure net worth, making $500,000 a year. He went from the pistola to owning a whole neighborhood. that became gentrified. And the funny thing was, again, I was riding along with him in most of the stops. And you know what? Because he was my sister's fiance. But I'm in college getting programmed. Oh, that's beneath me. That's dangerous. But I'm riding in the car with him. So I can get some of that bread.
You doing all the work and getting none of the benefit.
That's right. So the more the story is, once I saw him actually do it, I was like, wait a minute, hold up, stop it. I need to be doing it. Well, I told you, dumb 5-6 years ago, what I was doing, and you dumb enough, you riding in the car with me. So that person there, Nick, Leonard, you ain't never gonna be able to convince that person. I was that person. But then there's that person that's in the middle of the road. He or she gonna come to you with an open heart, an open mind, and they need help. And they're gonna make their decision based on the quality of your character, the integrity, the transparency of how you want to help them. Those are the people that we want to help out, because those are the ones that you change lives. Can't do nothing with the person that's to lay down. I don't want to work with him or her because they don't do no due diligence. I don't want to work with that knucklehead like me that rode in the car for 6 years and watch him make $250,000 and pick up rings with the pistola while I would put my life in jeopardy, but I wouldn't do it, but I was doing it. I want to work with the Knicks of the world. He came into a program a year ago on Urban X. He saw our webinar. He believed what we were saying. He took the leap of faith. He invested, and it changed his life. I want to work with those people on Erica's platform that over 70 people bought our program, came through. I've already worked with over 20 of them and gotten them started and getting them right for the process. I want to work with the people like you that we met through my childhood friend, investing in a community we had already been investing with over and over. And then it turns out you end up investing and you know Erica. And now the world just makes it smaller and smaller. And now we all can win. So at the end of the day, that's the kind of people that we want to work with. And that's what our programs are built for. It's not the X2, it's the two in the middle, the Pareto principle. 20% of people do 80% of the work at the end of the day. So if this is for you, great. If it's not for you, that's great too. I hope you find something. But we're going to get Leonard Ray to come on this platform once a month, even if I got to buy him lunch every day to do it, because he's the person that you need to know, because he's got integrity, he's got the track record, and he's helped a lot of people when he doesn't have to, because most people at his level or even down below at my level, they so busy doing their own thing, they're not willing to help other people because they're, hoarding. And that's where the greed comes in. That's expressing and sharing the prosperity. That's what I'm excited about. And man, Leonard, man, I appreciate you taking out this time, being the expert for us. And we're gonna get this thing rocking. Hit the link below, guys. It's gonna be available, this program, for the people that came on the first show today. It's gonna be available until Friday. That's how generous we're gonna be. I'm gonna be on the plane on Thursday, so when I hit the ground and get into my, working vacation in the metro, gotta go check out our properties. When I hit the metro and hit the ground, that's when this special offer is over. So you see this in the replay, sign up right away. And for me personally, I only got 15 spots of people I have time to work with in September, because my calendar is extremely booked. Not because I don't want to help you, it's because I'm already backlogged. And Nick knows the truth of that. So Nick, give us 30 seconds, then give our expert 30 seconds, and then we out of here.
Oh man, well, Leonard, just make sure when you come on a monthly basis, make sure it's a Bible study night, because you got some Forex knowledge, but you also got a word and some inspiration tonight too. So make sure it's a Tuesday night after Bible study when you come on. And I'm just leave it at that. Go ahead and take the last word.
Look, man. I mean, first of all, I want to thank DJ for for bugging me and all the pestering he does. I want to thank Nick again. I told you, man. I told you it was going to be difficult. I told you it was going to be difficult working with him. I warned you, and you still did. You're a glutton for punishment. You're a glutton for punishment. You must like this. It's all good. I mean, I think I thank God. Like I said, it is Tuesday night. Tuesday night pretty much is my Bible study. But to be able to give back and help other individuals get to where I'm trying to, I am now, and it's strange when you can look at your life and you can see where you come from and see where you are, and it's night and day, you know. But in order for me to do that, I had to have a little faith. I had to have faith in God, and I had to have faith in myself, you know. And I'll leave you with, you know, faith without works is dead. So let's get to work. You know, he's done his part. Now it's on you to do your part. And if you need a helping hand, you know, just like the Bible, he left you a footprint of what to do and what not to do. You can learn how to bake a cake. You can learn how to have a happy marriage. And if you can actually learn how to be financially independent, he literally tells you he wants you to be the lender and not the borrower. So if he's telling you this, start listening. You know, so in this situation, I found an avenue that is able to, you know, not only help me, but help so many individuals. And if you have somebody like DJ who's willing to sit there and, you know, this really isn't a lot of money. You know, it's people out there. You got shoes that cost more than this. People go out to dinner and they spend more on a Friday night in drinks at a club than they do to actually invest in themselves. And if we give away for free, you're not going to appreciate it. But I think it's going to be, you know, the amount of money that you spend and the amount of money you're going to be able to generate, and the knowledge is going to be priceless. Because with this particular platform and with, you know, with Forex, I don't have to be limited to being in the United States. I can trade in anywhere as long as I have the internet and I have cell service. I am good to go. And that's why I said, you know, I didn't want to put up, you know, let you see, you know, do I need a laptop or do I need this? No, you just need knowledge and the ability to be taught. And, you know, I hope you guys, you know, take advantage of this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. You know, you're working with, you know, individuals who really want to see you win, because, you know, I mean, I would love to have you at the table where, you know, we pass out checks, or have you at the table where we can share your success story and say, hey, there was a guy who got on, you know, who saw this in, you know, the third quarter of the year, and here we are. He's approaching, you know, 2021, and he's financially independent. That's what matters. I don't need the quantity of people I'm trying to help. I'm trying to deal with the quality.
Oh man,
and that's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we'll end the way we always end. You're talking about significance. You already have success. You're creating significance. But we end this only one way. You know, we wish you a pom-pom lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and we really want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, because it is unlimited and anybody can have it, but they can apply these three little dirty words: accountability, discipline, mentorship, or apprenticeship. So I'm DJ the Money Coach. This is 7 Shares of Money System. Thanks to my moderator, Nick, and thanks to our financial expert that's going to come on once a month, the expert in Forex, because we're gonna